Yeah, I got my old fashioned now. Now I'm good to go.
Cheers, good brother. Cheers, good brother.
Cheers to you. Cheers to you.
Yes, sir.
One J got his water.
Well, this
ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
For the book of judges out there.
Hey, listen. Look, I started before the podcast, so courage juice. You call it courage. You call it courage juice.
Oh man.
Getting on my last nerve.
Yeah, Monja just got ordained like a month or two ago. So
Yeah.
well, that's the joke right there.
Jesus turned water into wine, but you know
He did. It was a whole party.
He did.
I don't know if it was Merlot or not, but he did.
He did.
It was Hennessy, I heard.
The southern part of Israel. The southern part.
Oh man.
Outside of Israel.
Welcome to another episode of Share the Vibes Podcast. I am your host, Jink the DJ, founder CEO of Share the Vibes LLC. Excited for this episode. Another special guest with us. You know, every guest is special. But before we get into that, Mwanja, how you doing, good brother?
Good, man. Can't complain. Oh yeah, we got Bundy. We got Bundy in the building right here.
I'm like, I don't know. You talking to me or him? What's up?
Mwanja does sound like Bundy. My bad.
Oh man, that's great.
Me saying Mwanja, I think you heard the Unj and the kind of like Bundy. I see how your mind work. Mine weird like that too. But Mwanja, how you doing, good brother?
That's probably how these mixes going. We're gonna talk about those in a minute too. We talk about practice. We got to talk about that because that's that right there, boy. I can clean the house up to that one right there. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later. But I'm good, man. Can't complain, man. Excited for this episode. Yeah, man, it's a lot going on, but you know, hey, we're here. We're still rocking, still rolling, keeping to making sure. I mean, this is probably the most we've done recorded in a good while.
Yeah. Season 3, man. Season 3. So we said we're gonna work on being consistent this season, and we doing it.
Absolutely. I know we got some next Thursday popping up. I was like, golly, he ain't playing. But yeah, man, rock and roll.
One don't even text me back no more. I say, hey man, how does date work for you? I know the first one he's not gonna respond to. So
I be feeling so bad. I say that now, and I don't know what it is. This has started doing that recently since I started go back to school. People are like, so yeah, you why I gotta text you 2-3 times? I'm like, fam, probably great. I'm either grading papers, probably doing another podcast, editing. So it is what it is, man. But
it's part of the game, man.
Part of the game now. I'm trying to get better. But though, how about you?
I'm good, man. I think this is second day of fall, something like that.
Okay.
So we got the Here for the Vibes crew neck on since the weather's starting to change. So go to ShareTheVibesLLC.com, get your crew necks, get your hoodies. We got t-shirts out there too. I'm gonna get some hats out there pretty soon. I just got to get my life together and do right. But that's coming. But yeah, man. Get the merch, man. The weather is changing, but your comfort does not have to. We got you covered. So yeah. But yeah, man, I'm good, man. The family's good. School going well for the girls. Homecoming coming up next week. So, it's homecoming season. So it's about to get active all around the board. And yeah, man, can't complain, man. Can't complain.
Already. It's great.
Can't complain. But hey, man, as y'all always know, we got Mwanja Thompson, founder, CEO of Audio Moguls Media. We are part of Audio Moguls Podcast Network. So make sure you check out that podcast network. A lot of dope pods in the network talking about different things. So we got music and tech covered. People talking about some everything over there. We got Young Black Opinionated and tech podcast and some everything else. So check out that audiomogulsmedia.com. That's linked in the description. So make sure you click that. Like, share, subscribe, comment below. I think I got that smooth that time. I'm getting good at this thing. Yeah, like, share, comment, press the bell button so you know what we're doing. Share this with somebody who needs to hear the conversation, man. We gonna have a good time today. So without further ado, we got my boy Boot God.
That's the
Boot God.
It's if you know, you know.
Man, we got my boy DJ Bundy, Bundy's World.
Actually, you know what, Dev? I want you to tell them why how I got that. Was it what happened?
You had I don't remember if you was playing basketball or what, but you somehow you like broke your leg or hurt your Achilles. Something happened like around that 2016, 2017 time frame.
When I was still young.
Yeah, I don't remember. It might have been after I got back from I think that might have been before before I moved to Connecticut for those few months. But I don't know. We popped up one day because we used to just all the time, like me, Alex, our boy B, boy Corn. We'll just hop in the car and go to Chicago any random Saturday for any given reason. So different time in life. But yeah, but one of these days we just pull up and Alex got this big old boot on his leg. We're like, bro, what happened? He like, yeah, man, hurt my leg this weekend hooping or something.
Yeah.
But ever since then, we call him boot god.
Man.
Matter of fact, sometimes I'll be talking to Drika, my wife, and I'm like, yeah, Alex doing this. She's like, boot god? So, yeah, boot god.
Yo, that is funny.
It really is, bro. That's been like 7 years ago, man. That is ridiculous, bro. Man, how you doing, bro?
Man, I'm blessed, man. Truly grateful. Enjoying this journey that I'm on, man. It's been an experience. But truly blessed, truly honored to be here on this podcast, Share the Vibes podcast. Thank you guys for allowing me to, come here and share my story with you guys, man. So I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I can't complain at all, man. Life is pretty good.
Yeah, man, it's good to see you, man. Got my man in DC got the nice window in there. Is that you street in the background?
No.
AI, baby.
AI.
Oh man.
I ain't seen nothing loop yet. That's real.
Yeah, this is real. This is a plant right here. This is but we're gonna say it's AI. Yeah, let's keep it AI.
Nah, man. So Alex Bundy. So first and foremost, all right, let's clear the air. What is your official name?
DJ name or my real name?
DJ name.
My DJ name is DJ Bundy's World. However, I've been going through a transition of just leaving it as Bundy. I feel like as the flyers, the graphics that people design, it's just way more simple. And I'm not one of the DJs that has to, it needs to be correct.
Yeah.
Like just if it's Bundy, if it's DJ Bundy, completely fine. But I just feel like the constant going back, hey, I need you to change the flyer because my name isn't right. It don't matter, man. It's Bundy. It's not, I don't think there's too many Bundys, DJ Bundys anyway.
Yeah,
so.
I haven't come across any. So now, are you still using the logo you had made a few years ago by Mark?
Shout out to Mark Peterson, 06 to the good bro. Still using that. Probably hit him up within the next couple months. After homecoming season has died down.
Yeah,
and you get some updated, logos, all of that good stuff, man.
I probably need to tap in with him myself, man. So
absolutely.
So Bundy, we're gonna come back to that. So Bundy, we met. So we first crossed paths, I think, in 2014. So we're both alphas. I crossed spring 12. When'd you cross?
Spring 14.
Spring 14. Oh, you had just crossed that. That's crazy.
Just crossed. Was it regional convention in Chattanooga?
Yeah, regionals, Chattanooga. So 2014. So like I said, I'm 2 years in the game at this point. And I ran for Southern Regional Assistant Vice President for Alpha Phi Alpha. So for those not familiar, there are 5 undergraduate brothers who sit on our general board of directors for the fraternity every year at any given time. So I ran for that position in 2014 and I won. So shout out to the bros for electing
yes,
me
sir.
brother. So I think me and Alice might have crossed paths that weekend. At least you saw me. We met at a talk, but we were in the same vicinity. And then I got back. Well, not back. I got to Milwaukee. I think maybe that following year, 2015, is when I moved up working. And somewhere along those lines, me and Alice reconnected. I don't remember if it was a botillion or what, but somehow
it was something.
We reconnected. He was like, yeah, I know you. Yeah, we was in Chattanooga, and you still had like the T-shirt or the flyer or something.
I still got it somewhere. I was actually looking for it. That's the crazy thing because I have it. It's somewhere in my room.
I don't even have that, bro. That's classic.
I was like, look at that.
That is crazy. So yeah, man, I was running for Alpha, the board position, everything, and we crossed paths, and then we linked up in Milwaukee. Like I say, so we're connected on the frat tip and a few other good bros. We're gonna have to find a connection between what B Rule does in music and technology and get him on here at some point. But me, Alex, B Rule, shout out to the homie Corn, and it was a few others, but like we were like the core 4. It'll be any given Saturday, literally, Mwanje. I'm on my couch in Tulsa. I don't know. Work the GE all week, and I'm just chilling out, watching whatever I'm watching. And B, Alice hit me like, "Hey, put some clothes on. We're going to Chicago."
Hey,
Going to
All
Chicago.
right, bet.
What we used to call ourselves? We the tax credit.
We the tax credit bit. Hey, to this day, I come in on like all the B posts with pound WTCB, and we the only two who know what it means. But yeah, man, good times.
that's the times.
Like my first time in a section was with these guys and stuff. So we'll be at the day parties in Chicago and stuff, just having a good time, man. I got a picture or two from like we'll just hit a random day party in Milwaukee every now and then, and no, just good times, man. So me and Alice, we connected though, kind of just fresh out of school, kind of really getting into the adult life, first time living like on our own
Right.
as like just independent, responsible adults. And the kind of been up from there. So I went to Connecticut for 6 months of work, came back 2017, and like right after that, B moved to DC, and like I think you went first.
I went to DC first, and then Brandon. I think Brandon came out here. I want to say like maybe 6 months after that.
It was something like that. Yeah, I remember. I think when I got back from Connecticut, you had already left. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And then
because I remember when you took off, we were at a day party at what was it called? Social X Day Party over on the east side.
Yeah, so did. Yep.
It was like your last weekend.
Yeah.
And Mark was there. I had a shirt. Bro, my memory is crazy. I had a Trap House Jazz shirt.
That's the picture that I was thinking about.
Yeah, we were talking.
Yep. That's the picture I was thinking about. I said we got pictures together. Like that's the picture that's in my head. There's a video from that party. I have to find it and show it to you one day. But there's a picture from. I think this was the first brunch experience that Social X did. It was a brunch day party.
Yep.
And DJ Lolo DJ'd it, and this is when dabbing was real big. And this is the Vimeo video from that party. Like people doing the dab, but they got me hitting that bit so hard. They were like Lolo, like I can't. It was crazy.
Shout out to Lolo. Shout out to Lauren Feaster, man, because she was holding it down. She's been holding it down.
Absolutely.
She's the one who, she did a lot of stuff to pivot. A lot of DJ success in Milwaukee. So shout out to her.
Yeah, I'm a living testament to that. Yeah, my first gig was at Miles' homecoming 3 years ago. With my LB, he used to do a day party every year that Friday, and that year he decided to make it a rooftop party. He had just became director of alumni affairs at Miles, something like that, or he was in the process of it. And he just called me one day, like, "Hey, what you think about Share the Vibes curating the music for the day party this year?" And I was like, "Let me hit you back." Mind you, before this, I'd only DJ one time, and it was a kickback at somebody's house like that March. I was using the controller I got from one of the bros in Madison for free, and I was just like, let me just see how this go. And it went well. So I talked to Lolo, talked to a few other people, and I was like, no, you got to do that. Go do that. So
yes,
I told him, I'll do it, bro. I'll do it. So I literally the week went to Lolo's house. We got there in the garage. Just the practice and get some music from her, just work on some things. DJ O called her, just happened to call while I was there. He pulled up. We just had a whole little session right there in the garage, and the rest has been history. So shout out to Lolo. Shout out to DJ O as well. He shows love anytime in Atlanta. He came up to my last gig out there. I did not know he was coming. So shout out to DJ supporting DJs, man. That's really.
But let me just say this real quick, man, because this might help someone. You said our fraternity brother. How about Shit Vibes comes down here? Is your first time ever?
Yep.
I just want to say that it's so important, man, to just say yes, even if you're nervous.
Yep.
Even if you're nervous, say yes. Deal with it. Practice. Get it in while you can. When you go down there, if the outcome is whether it was great or whether it was subpar, whatever the case is, at least you went out there and you did it, man. So shout out to you, bro, for that, man. That's important.
Absolutely, man. So yeah, man, you brought back some memories there, man. So good times. I'm headed to Miles next week doing the 50 under 50 gala next Friday.
Okay.
So we keeping it rocking.
So
shout out to my boy James. Well, he's James Aaron now. He's professional and got money and stuff. So shout out to James Aaron. Keeping it in the family. But yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Enough about me, man. So yeah, so we've been rocking for a little while now. You went to DC. We started DJing around the same time. Your trajectory has been a bit different than mine. You really been committed to it and getting to it. So I'm admiring you. You inspire me.
Appreciate that, bro.
But let's just maybe with a simple question to break the ice before we get too far into the DJ journey. You went to HBCU, Lane. I went to Miles, both CME schools, so sister schools there.
Sir.
From Milwaukee, living in DC now. What's been your favorite city or state to live in, and why?
Ironically, this might shock a lot of people, but I'm gonna say Tennessee at that specific age, simply because I was able to grow as a man. Granted, my sister was down there with me in college, but I just learned so much more about myself. How to make sure that I'm waking up, I'm being on time for class, or just the specific necessities that I need on a day-to-day journey to make sure that I'm maneuvering in life correctly. From waking up to ironing my pants, tying a tie, just simple stuff that we typically, look past, and so for me, that was a great time for me to grow up. I met some of my closest friends there, and we still talk to this day, man. And so it was just a blessing for me. So I would say Tennessee, hands down.
Tennessee, Jackson, Tennessee.
Jackson, the small Jackson, Tennessee, man, shaped me up and molded me into the man that I am today. So shout out to Jackson, Tennessee. Shout out to Alpha, man. Yeah.
I went to Jackson once at Lane. I went to we played y'all for y'all's homecoming.
Basketball or
this
football?
was football.
Okay.
This would have been my sophomore year, so 2012. I was escorting Miss Miles at the time, so I went up there. We went to Jackson, and we killed y'all that day. I was like, dang, they shouldn't have put us for that homecoming, but nonetheless.
Boy, if times have changed.
Yeah, we played this past week. I think we actually won, but it was a much closer game. Much closer game. But nonetheless,
I know we used to because I played ball at Lane, basketball, and so we would play y'all, and I remember, I'll never forget this, man. I was just playing, I was doing well. I think it was either my sophomore or my junior year, and I had started against y'all. We walked in, y'all got the not small, but it's compact gym. Yeah, you got the majorettes. This is why I love HBCUs. This is why I love HBCUs. You got the majorettes, you got the band, and then you got the cheerleaders.
Yep.
And then you got all the rowdy fans talking smack and all of that. And so I'll never forget this day because I was like, man, I'm starting. Went over for a pick, rolled my ankle, could not play the rest of the game, man. But it was just the atmosphere of Miles College is top tier. I put because we were in the same conference, SIAC conference. So the spots that I played in, we played at Clark, we played Morehouse. I have to put it up there with Miles and Skegee was the top two, and obviously Morehouse because Spelman, all the Spelman will come over. So it's come on, man.
Yeah, that's different.
Women's school, right?
Hilarious,
man. That's funny. Yeah, man. Miles was a good time. I'm looking forward to being back down there next week, and I was probably at that game more than likely. And my boy Casey was probably the front row talking hella junk the whole game.
Probably so.
Casey, no, if you ever talk to B and Corn, they'll talk about when we went to CIAA that one year. And my boy Casey was living out there. So I got to introduce him, though. Unfortunately, he passed away in a car accident in 2017. But Casey would get the rosters of every team that we played. He would be out there calling your name.
Oh, he was one of them.
He ain't gonna say number 5 can't shoot. He gonna say Ladarius can't shoot. Give Alex the ball. Give Alex the ball, Prevo. Give Alex the ball. Casey was one of them because Casey used to hoop too. Man, yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah, he was one of them. I'm glad we didn't have to fight out there because I wasn't gonna fight with him. But nonetheless, I was gonna act like I was helping. But nonetheless, man. Tennessee. I don't know if I expected it to be your answer, but I'll take it. I appreciate that. I respect that.
Yeah, man. DC's, I love DC, because that's got me, my career and stuff moving. But when I look back over my life, I sound like I'm in church. When I look back over my life, man. When I honestly look back over my life, it's wow. I wouldn't have even tried to come out here to DC if it wasn't for the people who I've connected with in Tennessee and networking and taking those road trips to different places and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, no, that's dope. I think one of the things, man, is just like as men, I say all the time that the only thing that really separates boys from men is accountability, and it feels like you got your accountability in Tennessee, and that's what I'm trying to teach the young men now. It's like, yeah, you got in trouble, but take accountability and say, "Yep, that's on me. I did that. That's my fault. This is how I'm gonna grow from it." And I think they're gonna find that moment in time where they be like, you know what, I got to stop making excuses and hold myself accountable. And like I said, that sounds like your moment in Tennessee, where you, like you said, the little things that you take for granted, like ironing your pants and waking up on
Yeah.
time and all this stuff like that. That's dope. But that is like groundwork though for, I'm assuming, for what you're doing right now today.
Yeah. Yeah, for the most part, yeah. I think that because when I left Tennessee, I wanted to move down to Atlanta, so I stayed in Atlanta for about like 2 months, and I was just like, as soon as I was like, yeah, nah, I can't afford this lifestyle.
Okay.
I can't, none of that. And so I came back home. My mom, she's like, "We got you. We're gonna get you a crib. Like you gonna." I'm like, "All right, we're gonna find out." 'Cause I know how my folks are. Hey, come on now, So I ended up staying with my parents for 2 years when I first moved back from college, in their basement. Um, like honestly, bro, like it was for me. It was depressing because I wanted to just go somewhere else,
Mhm.
but just knowing that I was gone for 4 years and I was able to be around my little brother who was like in middle school at the time, be around my mom and be around just family again. Like I know that they enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So. Um, just being in that basement, I just needed to do. I was like, yeah, I can't. I was working for NPS. I was a physical education teacher at the
I
time
forgot
at
about that.
Carver, Dr. George Washington Carver.
Oh man, I forgot you was a
Yep.
teacher. Oh man.
Yes, sir. And so from that point, I was just like, yeah, and my mom worked down the street from me. So at that point, I was just like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna give back to my community for 2 years. I'm gonna pour into what my community has poured into me back out to the youth, and I'm gonna do my own thing after this. I started coaching the basketball team there. Just super. I was extremely invested. Anything that I do in life, man, I just try to be overly invested. Sometimes it's a good thing and it's a bad
Yeah.
thing. But like when you're dealing with like the youth, like it's best to be overly invested than under invested because like you're playing with
Absolutely.
people's lives, you
Yeah,
know.
for real.
And so now thinking about it now, I was teaching physical education from the K-5s all the way up into 8th grade because it was elementary and middle school combined. And so with that, um, I had a lot of scholars. I still call them scholars. I had a lot
Mhm.
of scholars at the time that would want to talk back, and so it was like I'm big on building a rapport with. I don't care if you're a child or whoever. I'm gonna build a rapport with you on that specific level.
Mhm.
You might think I'm the cool teacher, but at the end of the
Mhm.
day, if I have to get on your tail, I'm gonna get on your tail.
Yep.
Know what I'm saying? And so, I started coaching and just trying to like mold and help like one of the guys. For example, there was a guy, and rest his soul, his name was Rodney. He was the smallest kid, smallest sixth grader,
Mm.
probably smallest. And I knew that he was dealing with confidence issues because everyone else was bigger than him.
Mhm.
He wore glass. No, it's not an issue with anyone wearing glasses, right? But people would make fun of him wearing glasses and stuff like that. And so I was just telling him, I was like, come try out on the team because he wanted to play. I said, come try out on the team. I know everybody bigger than you, but just come try out. I knew that I was going to put him on a team, but I knew that I was going to put him on a team because I wanted to build his confidence
Yeah.
up. And I told his mom that as well. So then you got other people that are better than him, but at the same time, they're like, Mr. Jamerson, Coach Jamerson, why you put Rodney on the team, man? I'm better than him. And I was just like, because he followed directions. If I tell him to be at the gym at 3:30, he's at the gym at
Mm.
3:10. He's not at the gym at 3:31.
Mm.
You know,
Mhm.
and so it was like little things that I paid attention to, because those are the things that were instilled in me growing up with my dad.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I don't have no kids, but this is what I'm gonna do with these my kids for this
Right.
year. And so I just that's basically where that mentality came from, was just, locking in, and like you said, bro, like holding your not only yourself accountable, but the people who want to do things
Yeah,
accountable as well. So
yeah.
yeah.
That's good stuff.
Nah, man. So we went to Jackson, went to Tennessee. You know, you played college ball, rolled your ankle at Miles. Apologies for that, brother. I promise it wasn't me. Now, if I remember correctly, because you got injured at one point where you stopped playing ball, right? Was that the injury?
My senior year of college, or
I think I remember one time like you were hooping, but I think you said you got hurt, so you didn't like keep it going. And I might be
so
remembering that
yeah.
wrong.
No, you're right. I wasn't playing ball though. I was playing flag football in Milwaukee, and that was the last time, because I was in the process of potentially moving to DC, and that's when I was like, yeah, I can't afford to
Mm,
get hurt here, and then I got to rehab, and then at the
Mm.
time, the profession that I was in, like I needed to be able and actively ready to do whatever,
yeah,
So
definitely.
I definitely, that's when I pulled away for a little bit from being in the gym or whatever the
Yeah.
case is.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha. Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So went Jackson, went to Lane, shot to Lane.
yeah.
What was your major at Lane?
I majored in communications with a minor in criminal justice.
Okay. That's a combination.
So, yep. So when I moved to DC, I'll just be transparent. When I moved to DC, I was a federal police officer at the time.
You sure were. I ain't
Yep.
know you was an
I done had
officer,
no
but
beard, man. I had no
Oh, they
beard. I
put
done had
everything off.
anything.
Oh,
Naked face, man. And so they put me through some rigorous trainings and things of that nature, like combat, whether it was combat, shooting drills. You ever seen Jason Bourne?
yep.
Like, that's the type of time I was on during that time. So I'm thinking I could like beat up anybody, whatever the case is. That's how they shaped me in, and so this is after me pledging Alpha to set basically 2 years after. So I didn't have to be in the military because I already knew like how, how it was at going to a HBCU and
hmm
becoming so I basically got into that. Wasn't my thing. Um, that the one guy had got in the office. I'm not gonna say his name, but he had got in the office. President Obama had just left, and I was like, yeah, this is not for me.
Mm.
Just walking around, I seen a lot of people. A lot of my colleagues had a power trip about carrying a gun, and that's not how I was raised, man. To just sit up here and tell people what they can and can't do because
Mhm.
I supersede them and
Right.
whatever it is. So yeah, nah. So that's when I first got to DC. That's what I was doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think I ever knew you were a federal officer, but I
yeah,
do remember you being in like the intelligence community, federal government, that space. I
yep,
forgot about it. It's been a little while,
yeah,
man. We've been living some
hmm
life these last few years, man. Good God.
man.
Like, so all this
Oh
translate
man.
to a DJ? How do we DJ though? That,
Yeah, man. Yeah, this gonna be a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So okay. So all right. So we went to Lane and Jackson.
yep,
We
yeah,
majored in communications with a minor in criminal justice. We went back to
yeah.
Milwaukee with a PE teacher. Make that
Hmm.
big move to DC, federal police
Hmm.
officer.
Yep.
Trump hops in, you hop out, and then I know for you spent
Peace.
a
Peace.
good bit of time working in tech. And no, share the
Yeah.
vibes. We're a music and technology company, so we got to talk about the
Hmm.
tech piece. We gonna get to the DJ stuff, y'all. I promise. But
Cool,
but
cool,
but but
cool.
it's a journey. So yeah. So talk about working in tech and what you've done in that arena.
Yeah, still currently in tech. Taking a minor break just to focus on the music now. Like I told you the other day
Hmm
or a few weeks ago. Yeah, I started off my tech journey working for what company was I working for? I started working at Deloitte.
mm,
Shout out to Deloitte. They gave me a big opportunity. I took it. COVID hit.
Mm,
I was one of the new folks that got there. They're like, hey,
hmm
we doing cuts, man. COVID.
First in, first out.
Luckily for me, I was, prioritizing and making sure that I was on the lookout for other, jobs and things of that nature. So I found another opportunity right away, grasp it, and I was able to do like a lot of different like cybersecurity, like SOC analyst stuff, like incident response
Mm,
things. Um, it's a lot of stuff that I can't really touch
yep.
on in tech because of NDAs and things of that nature that I've signed. But I am heavily into tech. I'm in the process of getting like quite a few different certifications. My Security Plus, CompTIA. These are
Good
things that,
stuff. Good stuff.
if you want to, move forward up in the rankings with tech, that you have to have. And I didn't realize that when I first got into
Mm.
tech.
Mhm.
And then I learned after, it's like, oh, like, why is everything so stagnant right now? It's like, oh, because you got to do this. But yeah, during that time, I was able to. I met a lot of great individuals who, um, they saw that I was interested in like learning a little bit more. So I was able to get a lot of different certifications during COVID. I feel like the one thing that I would say that I regret that I did not do was go back and get like a master's
Mm.
or something. It was. I mean, you could work from home. You could literally sit on your computer and just click stuff. But now everything is back basically.
And yeah.
Yeah. What
Hmm.
do you regret about not getting the masters?
Say that one more
What
time.
do you regret about not getting your masters?
I feel like it just would have
Easier.
yeah, it would have expedited what I'm trying to do now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like and I don't want to say this because everything happens for a reason, but I feel like I'm like probably like a year or 2 years behind where I should have been, because I was like, you know what, I got this good paying job. I don't, but then now it's like I literally watched my roommate during COVID go to participate in NYU Business School, grabbing his master's. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like I could have did the same thing he
Mm-hmm.
did. But nevertheless, everything happens for a reason.
Absolutely.
You live and you learn.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. Well, so do you know any programming languages? Have you got on that side of it, or are you mainly on the cyber side of the house?
cyber side,
Cyber.
cyber
Okay.
side.
What has been your perspective of just like the evolution of cyber in these last few years? Now, we saw the CrowdStrike situation earlier this year that just shifted the foundations of the world.
Yeah,
So when I got to Milwaukee, I was starting with GE Healthcare, which I'm still at GE as well. I work in IT also. But my first rotation in that program was in security. So I was working with Splunk and server
yep.
logs and doing some
Hmm.
things with firewalls. Like I learned a lot about all that stuff, data protection, all that good stuff. But cyber is like it's different now. So how have you seen that evolution of cybersecurity? And from a tech perspective, what's kind of been your experience
Yeah.
with all of that?
So you brought up CrowdStrike, right?
Yep.
So I what's crazy is like the specific agency that I was supporting at the time. Like we were looking at things, and it was just like it was mayhem with stuff that was going on, and so more so, I've seen a change in with like the AI things. I think that we're not saying too much. I think that when we get too cyber and too like in the cloud and then that stuff, that's when things get kind of funky, because like at the end of the day, anyone can obtain that information.
Hmm.
I think that having things secure, is the best way to go. That's just my opinion. But hey, to each his own. And I'll leave it right there. I'll leave it right there.
Gotta be protected. Gotta be protected.
Yeah.
Man, nah, man, it's Mwanja, you bring up a good point. Like if you just like got connected with Bundy within like the last 3 years, you would just think he's a DJ, been a music guy all his life, which
Right.
you have.
Hmm.
But with Share the Vibes, we like to kind of peel the onion back a few layers and tell those stories. So we're seeing all the great things you're doing now, but people need to know that. Yeah, I was a PE teacher. There's a college basketball player tacked up in there that went down to Jackson, Tennessee for a few years at the HBCU at a CME school, and no, I was a federal police officer too. Like we all have our stories,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
working in cyber, and you're still doing that while you're doing your thing on the music side. So
Yep.
you're really exemplifying what Share the Vibes is all about, which is connecting people to music and technology. So I think it's important that
Yeah.
we lay that groundwork, map out those journeys, and connect those dots. What's going on, one? Jesse, your wheels turning.
I was actually even go back a little bit further, even get down, pulling that onion back a little bit more, because
Hmm.
one of the things I love talking about was people from Milwaukee, because some people just don't understand the grittiness, the I don't know. It's like when you go to different places, they're like Milwaukee. First of all, they think that it's all white people here. It's not
Yep.
true. And
Yep.
that might be more so Wisconsin in general, um, but when you hear about Milwaukee, you go to these different places, and it's like you're different. and it's because of that Milwaukee background. So talk a little bit about like some of the glimmers of what you might have seen, or some of the things that you took away from you as you go through these journeys of going to Tennessee and then going being a
Mhm.
federal officer in DC and all this stuff now in, cybersecurity. Like, what are some of the things that Milwaukee taught you that showed up in your journey?
Yeah, so during the time while I was living in Milwaukee, all my friends, all my homeboys, they were older than me, and I met them through my cousins, my older cousins. So I was always a young guy, not on the block, but I was the young guy on the
Hmm.
porch. You know what I'm
Know how
saying?
that goes.
And yeah, and so I was just learning the game from them, I guess. Essentially, if they made a mistake, I knew how to pivot from that potential mistake. And not saying that it was a mistake, but it was a life learning lesson,
Hmm.
you know. Um, a lot of them had, true, not saying that this isn't a problem either or an issue, but a lot of them, had children at a younger age. I knew for me that I wanted to have children at a much older age. And so with that, I took the necessary steps to make sure and pivot myself in a position to where I'm not getting putting myself in those situations. Now, have I been in those situations before to where it could, be a little weird or whatever, rocky? Yes, but like I said, you live and you learn. Um, and so for me, it's just like the culture of Milwaukee is just like when you look at like Rico Love,
Hmm.
uh, Chad Roper, and this I'm kind of going with the music, but I can talk about like basketball folks too, like Devin Harris. You got like Jordan Poole. These guys who um, they embrace the culture of Milwaukee of like you can either get sucked into it
Hmm.
or you can deal with or you can politic with the folks who were once sucked into it but now they're doing XYZ. And that leverage of showing you how to maneuver in life is just far as just like, okay, yeah, I'm living in Milwaukee, yeah, it's considered a small town, whatever the case may
It's
be.
not.
Every It's not. Every town gets gentrified. And I want to say that every town is going to get gentrified at one point in the time in life. And so for me, it was just like just learning from other people, seeing what they were doing, and just being a self motivated individual. And while I say self motivated, I know a lot of individuals aren't necessarily self motivated. But if you like take the time to like, it's kind of hard to put it in place now. But like, I'll just piggyback from when I was teaching. I knew that I was not going to stay in Milwaukee long term, you know. And so what I wanted to instill in the students, the scholars that I had was like, hey, this life is much more bigger than being in like I love Milwaukee. You can stay here and do whatever you could do. What I'm doing in DC, I could go back home and do it right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But just the mindset that they had at the time, some of my students had, scholars had at the time was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go on Burleigh. I'm gonna go make this quick bread. This, that, and the third. It's like,
Hmm.
no, you can go make your bread in a different way.
Mhm.
And some of my homies were also share the same thing with me that have done those things. You know what I'm saying? And so it was like a domino effect. It's like, oh, you telling me this, and now I have no choice but to share this with the youth. And so that's basically what was instilled in me. And then of course my dad being from Chicago and having to deal with all type of all type of stuff, man. From moving from Chicago to Milwaukee, it's like the stuff that I had to that he's told me that he's had to deal with. It's like I never want to, So
Hmm.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
it's you know, and I'll say this as well. I never wanted to, and I would tell my scholars this too. I never wanted to become a product of my environment.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And some people might say like, "Oh, well, what do you mean by that?" It's like, okay, you know how the streets are,
Hmm.
and Dev, you know how the streets are in Milwaukee. I didn't live. Well, I grew up on 16th and Garfield,
Mm.
or 16th Capitol, and I didn't want to become a product of what was going on over there. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I could. There were people that I knew that were on that type of time, and I've lost a lot of friends that have, went the other way. But at the same time, I know um, how I was raised, my faith in God, and things of that nature. It's just like I was fortunate enough to be in a situation to where like what my peers or what my adults, the family, people around me instilled in me, I could instill in the youth. And so I still talk to my students on. I know I'm rambling, but I still talk to my scholars on Facebook from time to time and just check in and chime in on them just to see how they doing.
Mhm.
Because sometimes I feel like I could have did a little bit more to help them out. But there's only so much we can do
Yeah,
as humans.
that's true.
And I was, because I know you teach, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so we had a conversation earlier about how, you know, how these students like to get buck wild now. And so that was one of the things that, you know, I try to put emphasis on with my scholars.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, like I said, something about Milwaukee is like you be a product of your environment. You can learn from your environment, and I think with
Right.
that understanding, that hustle, and that mentality, you take it to wherever you go to, and it's like, oh, this ain't nothing. Like, yeah, this is
Yeah.
Tennessee, this is Atlanta, this is DC, but come to Milwaukee.
I don't think people know the trials and tribulations that we have to go through as being from
Yeah.
Milwaukee, man. And I just want to put another emphasis on that, not to cut you off, but it's like we go through so much, especially being black males from Milwaukee. The stereotypical, they're always stereotyping us, especially with even you. I mean, both of us going to school on the east side,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, you go to here, they thinking that you about to come in here and try to rob the place, but essentially you just want to grab a snack.
Yep.
So we always have had a target on us for being black. So
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. It's very, very interesting. But like I said, I just love hearing that, taking that mentality, and then just growing that into where you are. So that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah,
right.
Mwanje, I love how we keep just getting these stories. We're not planning this stuff, by the way. We just
Yeah.
keep getting these examples of
Hmm.
people really emphasizing alternative paths to your destination. We
Hmm.
had
Man,
Nairi Davidson, not a songwriter, on here last year. I think he closed out our 2023.
Yep.
that's my dog. That's my
Yeah,
dog.
Nas
He
good
been
people, man.
yeah,
He done gave Tamar about two top five R&B joints, and they've been like number
and
two,
and
number one.
Yeah.
and I gotta say this. He actually was the reason why I was able to go on the show. I don't know if y'all watch it, but I watch it from time to time. Real Housewives of Potomac.
You on
Okay.
there?
Okay.
Yeah, on Bravo. Yeah, I'm in the
I
whole video.
wow. I know he's on there
Yeah,
all the time, but I didn't know you were on there.
yeah. He called me. He was like, "Yo, I might need you to come in this video shoot, sign this XYZ form." I'm like, cool. And then he called me again like a year and a half later. Me and Trina, Trina from down in Florida, baby. We on the couch together in the video shoot. It's on YouTube. I'll send it to you after
Definitely
this.
send that
But
over,
yeah,
That's
bro.
dope.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
man.
dope.
He's definitely connected me with a lot of individuals, and I was able to network outside of that on my
Yeah.
own, to build what I have now. And so shout out to Nye, man. He's killing it.
Yeah,
He's
he is,
killing
man. He is. I know y'all were down in DC around this. I think y'all in DC at the same time for a little bit.
it. Yeah, a little bit. Yep,
There
yep,
was some
yep.
overlap there. Yeah. So he was on here. Our last episode, we just had Trey Hope on Travesty. Shout out to Travesty.
Nice.
And he raps. He's a software developer. We came through C2C together through Alpha. So every guest is not an alpha, in case y'all prejudice out there.
Because Nye's a new.
Yeah,
Nye's a
yep.
new.
Nas a Kappa. See, look. We open to everybody around here. But Trey was an alpha, so we came through C to C together, and I had him come on the pod because I was just on IG maybe a month or so ago, and he had dropped a video. He does these code flows, so he raps. And I'm watching this video, and it's on something I would bump in the car. Like you could probably get it off in a set if you really wanted to. But it was called
Word.
loops, and he's talking about like literally coding loops. And so he's like running, trying to get me a 10. And he don't close that. The song will loop well. The song go fail. But he's using hip hop
Wow.
to convey lessons around software development and programming and these different concepts that
That's interesting.
people wouldn't normally grasp. So
Uh-huh.
you got Trey talking about code flows, and we got Nairi. He was telling us about how he originally wanted to be an artist. Like he was at FAMU doing a talent show. And he, it was for dang, what was it? He tried out for making the band. Yeah, he auditioned for
Yep.
making the band. So he wanted to be an artist at first, realized he hated it. But now he's a songwriter. So like people talk about these alternative paths. We got another guest we're gonna try to get on the pod too that talks about these types of things too. But no, but you're telling these guys like, hey, I know you want to go hit Burleigh, you want to hit Cap and do your thing, get this quick bread, but you can go over here to Howard Collegiate Academy where one J's at, hop in that studio and learn you some real skills to make you
Exactly,
some money
man.
where you ain't gotta look over your shoulder. So that's
I'm
why
glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, man. I'm
yeah,
glad you. That's
this is
so
important.
important.
It's important.
Yeah.
People have to exposure. Exposure is a differentiator
Yep.
in our communities, and we have to let people know that there are alternative paths to get to where you want to go to. It's not everybody's not going to be LeBron. You just have to accept that. Like that's a
Yeah.
once in a generation type thing, and it's him. It's not you. Like
He's a chosen one.
like it's not you. Like he's a chosen one, but you might be the chosen one to be close to him in a different capacity where you still get to be close to what you love and do your thing. So I
Come on
love
now.
hearing those
Yep.
types of stories. We can tell people, hey man, there's different ways to get to where you want to be. Like it's not,
Yep.
you're limited by what you're exposed to. But that's why Share the Vibes is here to make sure we expand the range of the exposure of our community. So thank you for sharing that with
100%.
us, man. That's important, man.
No problem, bro.
Yeah.
So man,
Absolutely.
all right. So now you were renowned DJ Bundy, now Bundy's World, doing this thing. Had to talk to your people to get you. I'm just playing. I literally texted him and he was like, "Yeah, I do it." But Bundy's actually Bundy tastes better than Moan J. But how did you get into DJing? You were a federal officer, PE teacher,
Yep.
basketball player, and now you like top flight DJ of the world, Craig. Like, how did you get into
Yeah,
DJing?
Craig to the world, Craig. So no, so actually, ironically, it was crazy because it was when Brandon, myself, and a few other people when we had the restaurant out here in
Yeah,
DC,
Cage Bird,
Cage Bird.
Cage Bird,
Yep.
Shrimp and Grits is fire,
Um,
by the way.
yeah. See, I know you've experienced it. Yeah. So basically, there was another investor by the name of DJ Nightcrawler who was basically overseeing the entire sound, the booking of DJs, and things of that nature.
Okay.
I believe he is from Texas. I forget what part, but that's my boy.
Yeah.
And so this was back in 2017, going into 2018, and he would come in with his controller, and I'm like, man, this is dope. I've always been musically inclined,
Yeah.
right? I've always loved music. I grew up in the church playing the saxophone for my church,
Mm-hmm.
so I was always been musically inclined. He basically was trying to show me one day, like, oh, well, you do this and you do that on a DDJ SRT 1000,
Okay.
and off rip, first time I looked, I just seen that. All I did was go on the computer. I seen the song that I liked and what I wanted to play, and I'm like, so what do I do? He was like, well, you drag it up here, like simple
Mm-hmm.
stuff. It's simple now, right?
Yeah.
But like simple stuff. He's like, you drag it up here. I'm like, well, how do I drag? He's like, hold this and then drag it up. So during this time, I'm like, you know what? Like, this too much. This I like it. This too much. So I was always trying to control the music from the iPad that we had at Cage Bird, the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I controlled the music, I would play stuff that I would like look at the room, read the room, and I'd be like, oh, they like that song? So I know they gonna like this song.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, y'all like that? I'm gonna play this again. I'm gonna play another song that y'all like, but now I'm gonna take y'all back. I'm gonna switch the vibe up
Mm-hmm.
and see if y'all like this. And if y'all like that, then I know I'm gonna just keep doing my own thing. Then y'all might like my playlist. And so
Yeah.
from that point on, I downloaded like something on my phone, like this little app that you can play around
I
with.
remember
forget
that.
what
I
it.
remember you posting that.
Yeah. And I thought I was so cool at the time. I'm like, wait on it. I'm like, I was saying even back then, that was like in 2017. I'm like DJ Bundy's World or Bundy, whatever the case was. And I asked him, I was just like, yo, I'm interested in learning. And he was like, buy the equipment first. Buy the equipment. And that let me know, like, okay, so I got to spend this money on the equipment. And at the time, like, I wasn't making money like that. So it was just like, oh, I got to spend $600 on this. And then you're going to teach me how to. So I didn't buy the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so fast forward to, I want to say, because I was like super locked in. I wanted to do it, but I'm like, I'm not going to buy it on a hobby.
Yeah.
I don't even
Right.
know if I'm
Right.
going to like it,
Right.
you know. And so I think it was 2020. Yeah, it was 2021. I needed a new computer. My old MacBook had went to bat and went to crap.
Mm.
And I was like, you know what? Let me just go to Guitar Center. I got a couple of extra dollars.
That's dangerous.
Let me go ahead.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and buy this DJ controller. And so I told myself, I said, if I buy it and if I don't like it, I can take it back in 7 days. I can take it back in a week. And so what happened was I bought it, brought it home, downloaded everything. I lied to you not, bro. August 2nd, 2021, around like 2:30 p.m. I was DJing from 2:30 p.m. that day until like 11 p.m. that night,
Mhm.
nonstop.
Yep.
Right over here by my on my looking out the window. And after that, I was just like, yeah, I'm locked in.
Mm.
And I started downloading music. I went on YouTube, started just learning different types of thing. I didn't have like a big homie to
Mhm.
like that I could text and be like, "Yo, like, bro, like, I knew a lot of people out here in DC, but I didn't have a specific person that I could text and be like, "Yo, like, bro, I'm trying to learn how to DJ." Because like it's a craft, and
Yeah.
if you just
Yes.
sit up here, you know how many people reach out to me and be like, "Oh, I'm trying to learn how to DJ," and they only want to do it just for the look and for the no, it's deeper than that, man. And like this is in my soul. This is like in my heart, you know.
Mhm.
And so one of my homies, shout out to DJ Schemes. He's also an alpha from West Virginia University. He told me I was like, bro, I'm trying to DJ. I was like, I'm trying to learn how to DJ. He was like, trying. He was
Hmm.
like, you need to learn. He was like, it's not no, I'm DJing. He was like, if you really want to do it, like you need to go ahead and do it. It's not like you can't say it's a hobby.
Yeah.
Like he was like, this is a lifestyle. That's how he makes his living, you know. And so hearing those stories like that, it just made me want to dive deeper into it. So before I even got that, before I even like started like DJing out in the public, this was August 2nd of 2021. I would have like people come over, friends come over, I'd buy some drinks, food, whatever, have people come over and I would just DJ, just play songs, just to let them know like, hey, this is what I'm into right now.
Yeah.
And I would have friends tell me, they'd be like, yo, straight up, I got a homeboy named Alvin. He told me straight up, he was like, yo, that transition sucked. Like, and so you need those type of people in your life. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? People that are going to be honest and hold you accountable.
Yeah.
And so he told me straight up, he was like, yo, that transition sucked. But the one that you did like 3 songs before was fire.
Yeah.
And so he was like, yeah, he was like, words of affirmation for me, like, right? So he's like, when somebody tell you like you're doing a good job, like you'll be killing it. And then like you start doing a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so I was like, you know what? You're right, bro. You're right. And so after that, like I started locking in even more practicing. I was practicing every single day, man. Every single day, I'm doing something affiliated with DJing, whether it's on a podcast or whether it's downloading music or just organizing my crates.
Mhm.
I study a lot of different DJs because I aspire to be the best possible me, not for anybody else, but for me, I aspire to be the best possible me. So I might go out, and I don't typically go out unless I'm getting paid to go out now, right? But
Mhm.
like I'll go out and listen to another DJ, and be like, man, he killing it.
Mhm.
And then I also have my phone and Shazam songs that
Yep.
I've never heard
Mm-hmm.
before.
Yep.
And
Yep.
it's I just want you to know this. It's never a problem or I'm never shaming a DJ to Shazam a song or to hear a DJ make a transition and then they try to do the transition but in a different way. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? It's levels because if you start biting somebody and start because I was told someone told me like, oh, you did that same transition that somebody else did. That's me paying homage to them.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, like, oh, I can don't get it twisted. Like I can make the transition and do it in a different way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so during my course of, DJing, I'll just, go back to like when I first started. My first gig was I started DJing August 2nd, 2021. My first gig was in September. I want to say like September 13th.
Mm.
That same year, my homeboy, he asked me, another alpha, shout out to Q, giving me my first gig. He was like, on a scale of 1 to 10, like how, or percent scale, he's like, how efficient, proficient do you think you are with DJing out in the public? And I told him, I'm like, man, I don't know, probably like 75%. And he was like 75%. And I was like, yeah, I was like, because when I started killing it, I started doing too much, and then it started sounding terrible.
Mhm.
So he was like, well, I got this opportunity for you. Do you want to do it or not? It's a happy hour. So this goes back to what you were saying earlier
Yeah.
when you were talking about Miles, when our frat brother gave you the opportunity, and you was like, oh, take it.
Yep.
If someone gives you an opportunity and it's something that you're working on, take
Yep.
it,
Mhm.
because you never know when that opportunity is going to come back
Yeah.
around. And so I took that opportunity. Some people were in the room to come and support or show love, and they were like, "Hey, you want to DJ at this spot called Brooklyn on brunch on Sunday? You can start DJing there every Sunday." And after that, the rest was history, man. Not history, but like it was just like I was able to learn more and more and more by just being in these rooms with other DJs. And then I got to give a shout out to DJ Prime, because he definitely helped me out. It's a local DJ out here in DC. He helped me out, OG, to learn a lot of different things. And so I will say it's imperative to learn on your own, but also if people are embracing and seeing that you're interested, don't be afraid to ask for help. And for me, in the beginning, I didn't want to ask folks for help because I
Mm.
know how it is. I play ball in college, so I look at everything as competition, right?
Mm.
So I wasn't looking. I'm like, oh, this competition. I'm not about to ask you for help. But as I continue to grow
Yeah.
in my career, it's just like the corporate world. If you want to succeed, you have to ask and seek out additional help,
Right.
or whether certification that you want to grasp, or a specific task or a gig that you want to obtain in DJing. It's like you have to ask. So yeah, man. And so for me, that was 2020, 2021. I mean, I'm sorry, 2021.
Yep.
So I ended up just continue networking. A lot of different DJs, they saw that I was like heavily starting to get booked. So they started taking notice. It was like, hey, coming to the gigs, like, yo, let's get a practice session in, or like just come to my gig, and I would just learn from just hearing other DJs.
Yeah.
I've never really. I think there's a few DJs out here that I've had practice sessions with, and that's simply because we've all started around the same time.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't really want you practicing with them because it's like
It's
but at the same
vulnerable.
time is yes, and out here in in DC, the DJ community is, I guess, somewhat oversaturated. It's a
Mm.
plethora of different DJs, but we all don't play the same type of music. Like, I'm an open format type of DJ,
Yeah.
so like I can go play Boosie and then transition that into K Tronada,
Mhm.
and then transition K Tronada into like Chris Brown or Tank or something like
Right.
that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just being able to have a diverse DJ set. But like out here in DC, there are a lot of DJs, and it forces you to make sure that you on your P's and Q's,
Yeah.
because if you're not, you won't get booked. So yeah,
Straight up.
that was yeah. So with that, I started throwing my own events, and it was called Night of Vibes, and this is how I wanted to have incorporate like local artists, like music artists,
Yeah.
come in.
Yeah.
What you're doing right now,
Mhm.
that's what I was trying to do, um, and I would have local artists come in, and then I had a buddy from college that I played college ball with. By the name of Negus Fresh. I'm his official DJ.
Ah, y'all play
Um,
ball together. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we played ball at Lane College together.
That's
Yep,
crazy.
I was an underclassman and he was an upperclassman.
That's wild.
Yep, yep. And so that's how we met. So we locked in for life at this point.
Yeah.
And so basically, I had told him, I was like, yo, I'm throwing this event. It's my first event ever. So I want you to come to DC. He flew up here, and I had two local DC artists come and perform, and then he closed out the night.
Nice.
It's my boy, right?
Yeah.
And so from that point forward, because I've always told him since he started rapping back in 2017, I was like, bro, like you have a gift,
Mhm.
like, and I wasn't DJing at all. I was just normal civilian, I guess,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
I was like, bro, you got a gift. Like, lock in, keep it up,
Yeah.
bro. And so I would just text him periodically, like, yeah, I like this song, this, that, and the third. And so fast forward to 2022, he had, was it 2010, 2022? Yeah, 2022, he was still making music and I was still DJing. And basically he was like, yo, I'm about to go on tour. I'm about to start like really investing and locking in with this music stuff. I want you to be my full time DJ. How do you feel about that? And I said, if you really with it, I'm with it too.
Yeah.
So
So when I tell you, man, we've been all over the world.
Yeah.
I'm talking, I mean, obviously domestic, LA, Portland, West Coast. We've been Paris, London. We were just asked to go to like Portugal a few months ago.
Mm.
We were supposed to be really, if we wanted to go be in Portugal, we would be in Portugal right now. But it just didn't make sense for the trajectory of his career to go out there. And so,
Yeah.
we've been making some moves. He just dropped a song with Primo Rice,
Okay.
um, local
I gotta check that
rapper
one
out
out.
here in DC. The song is called Cozy Flow. We shot a music video out here in DC a few months ago.
bro,
Fire song. He's performing with Larry June October 15th for Howard Homecoming.
Oh, that's gonna be a
So,
vibe. Ooh.
yeah, yeah. So
Ooh.
it's like it's one of those trust the process type of situations to where like it's like, hey, we don't we're not. I'm not signed to no. He's not signed to nobody. So we gonna trust in each other. We gonna stay lifted and stay in prayer and pray to God that
work
things
out.
work out and go from there. You know. So for me, uh, that's just where that's just where I'm at with it. And it's like I'm the type of friend to where it's like you'll know when you gonna know if I believe in you. You
Mm-hmm.
know. And I told him we were actually in Atlanta earlier this year. And I told him we were at dinner. It was just him and I. We were at dinner, and I told him straight up. And I never shared this on no podcast. I never told nobody else this. I told
Exclusive.
him straight up. Yeah, this is very exclusive. I said, bro. I said, if you ever get discouraged and don't want to pursue your rap, because he's very well off. He's in tech as well. I said,
Okay.
and don't want to pursue um, rap anymore. I said, I need to be the first person that you reach out to because for me, I'm gonna talk some sense. I'm like, look,
Mm-hmm.
bro, like this is where we was at. We was performing in front of 300 people,
Yeah.
and then fast forward, we was performing in front of 2,000 people.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm gonna talk, and I'll send him stuff. Like not weekly, not right now, but like because we getting ready for our show and stuff. But I would send him stuff like I seen there was a situation where Don Tolliver was in New York
Mm-hmm.
and he was passing out mixtapes. He passed his mixtape out to Joe Budden. Joe Budden didn't know who he was. This was back in 2016,
Yeah.
2017,
Yeah.
maybe 2018. And I sent it to him. I'm like, bro, that was only a few years ago.
Yep.
So it's just like, just trust the process and go from there. He has a model that he created. It's called One Up, We All Up. And so in that sense, it's basically saying like, if he's up, I'm up. If I'm up, he's up. No matter where we're at.
Yep.
If I'm doing a big event, if I'm doing Rolling Loud, he's doing Rolling Loud.
Yeah.
Essentially, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's where we at with it. It's real strong bond, real friendship. We've dealt with. I'll definitely say we've had some trials and
Yeah.
tribulations, but
Part
Yeah.
of
I
it.
mean that's part of the game. That's how we So yeah.
That's the process, man. I have a saying, and I don't know how I came up with it, but I say there's something catalytic in getting started.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a catalyst, like an enzyme, a catalyst, it promotes growth, it promotes action and motion. And when you just get started, it's just
Yeah.
something about you. It keeps you going, it keeps you
Yep.
pushing.
Absolutely.
In the spirit of transparency, so you started August 2nd. So like I said, I got a controller, like free controller from a bruh who DJs like that March, did one little kickback, it went well. And then my first official gig was October. So probably about a month after you did yours, like I did mine, in Birmingham.
Yeah. Uh huh.
Um, and I've been doing it relatively consistently since then. But this year's been slow for me, like on the DJ
Mm-hmm.
front. Part of that's cause I was building up steam in Milwaukee. We moved to Charlotte, and when I moved to Milwaukee, I was by myself, didn't have kids yet. No, Driga was in Arizona, so I was just outside wide open and all the events and all this stuff. I got to Charlotte. I said, all right, I'm gonna focus on getting settled in.
Right.
We built a house, so there's like a different level of expenses that come with it that I wasn't quite prepared
Oh,
for. Like that, like
congratulations.
all that. Appreciate it,
Congratulations
bro.
on the house,
Appreciate it,
bro.
bro. So, no, I came down here in a different mode. So DJing hasn't been like at the forefront of the priority list. It's still there, but like other things have had to take their place. So it's been a slow year.
Mhm.
And when you have those slow periods, and you may be able to relate. I don't know if you've been busy, but like it
No,
affects
I definitely,
but it affects
yeah.
your confidence. You start thinking like, no, am I supposed to be doing this? And it's like, dang, I need
Mm.
to get my library up to date. Somebody I wouldn't be like, it's all this stuff start getting in your mind. It's like I've been in my own head a lot this year. But like over the last week, probably to the date, like I've been in here getting my library back right, creating up. So like, in my first line, I kid you not, within the first 5 minutes, I was playing like Not Like Us. And I said, wait a minute, I can do something right here.
Mm. I
Try
do.
Love Like This, Faith Evans. Try that mix with Not Like Us when you get a chance. Let me know how it go for you. But
Yeah.
I did like
Okay.
first 5 minutes just playing around. I was like, all right, God, you knew I needed that reminder. I was like, okay, all right,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still here. So like
Yeah.
now I got my library back at a point where like I'm comfortable again. I'm confident. I got a gig this weekend. I'm ready for it. Miles next weekend. So like we doing my thing, but getting started is the thing. And when you get in
Right.
those slow periods, and we talking about DJing right now, so like he's
Mm-hmm.
striking a passion, but it could be whatever it is for you who's listening right now. No, maybe
Yep.
yours is starting that business, maybe yours is starting that degree, maybe yours is that
Yep.
test you got to take next week, whatever. But maybe it's doing hair, doing nails, whatever, working out, getting back in the gym. But
Right.
if you could just get started,
Yeah.
just get started. There's something catalytic and getting started.
That's all, Brett, man. And I want to stay there real quick. That's literally all it takes. As soon as you get started on that journey, you're gonna force yourself to lock in, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's inevitable. Like you're gonna force yourself to lock in, especially if it's something that you truly want um, out of life. And that journey, like I said, man. At first in 2017, I was like, man, I want to do it, but like one, I can't. One, I can't afford the controller. Two,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, am I really passionate about this? And then I mean, it's gonna take time in the beginning, but like when you truly figure out what you want to do, like you'll know,
Yeah.
and you just got to take those opportunities, man. And I just want to go like just like with Sold Out Dates. I'll give an example with Sold Out Dates. I started DJing with them in 2022. They've only been doing this for 2 years, by the way.
Salute to them.
Um,
Salute to Soda
and
Dates.
so I definitely want to bring them back home to Milwaukee.
Mm.
I'm definitely gonna have Mr. New York Party and my brother Nick Stokes
Yep. Shout out to
on the
Nick.
deck. Shout out
So
to Nick Stokes. He was just out here in DC DJing, and I pulled up on him to show love because you know that's what we do.
Yep.
And so I just I'm putting it out there. So Sold Out Dates, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 2025. Stay tuned.
Okay. Yeah, you heard it
And
here
we gonna
first.
get we might get Lolo and Gemini and Gilly up there too.
Hey.
We
so
gonna see.
Yay.
Um,
Lolo and Gilly did
but
share the vibes too last year. Don't play
I
with it.
saw that.
yeah,
Don't play
yeah.
I
with it.
saw that. I saw that. And one,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna say this
impressed too.
too. Shout out to the women
Oh
DJs
yeah.
Oh yeah.
because they definitely I've definitely noticed this that promoters try to overshadow them. But shout out to the women DJs for sure because we are nothing without the women who DJ and like I just feel like
Mm-hmm.
they bring like a different level to DJing. Like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So shout out to them.
And Milwaukee has a
Uh,
Solid.
solid crop of women DJs.
I definitely
yeah,
want
they
to
do.
piggyback on that too because even in the speaking of music in the music space, women DJs, I want to give a big ups to women engineers as well too, women beat producers, women
Yeah.
like those women that are behind the scenes that men typically get. Because the reason how I learned, I started the podcasting first with YBO, but like
Uh-huh.
my co-host Reese Berry, she took it to the next level when she started buying these microphones. Like the reason why I have this microphone is because she bought it, and I was like, all right, let me
Right.
step my game up. Let me get this board. Let me get this thing. Let me get this new tool. And And because she was stepping her game up, I stepped my game up. And so I always say kudos to the women engineers,
Yeah.
just because yeah, they don't get enough credit. And I'm definitely gonna be one of the ones champion.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
sure,
Absolutely.
100%,
I do want to go back
100%.
though. So
Hmm.
having you both DJs here, and one of the things I definitely wanted to just kind of have a conversation about. First question is, what is the job of a DJ? For those that don't know, all right. And I got this because you were talking about your crates and Shazamming
Hmm.
like that. And one of the things I love about when I go out somewhere and there's a DJ is that set is and what you said earlier, the transitions. Like I love
Mhm.
a good transition when it comes to a DJ. And so can you answer that question first? What is a the job of a DJ? And my second question is when did DJs stop becoming the people to break artists?
Mm.
Ooh, I don't know. I'm gonna try to answer that second question, but I feel like a DJ's job, correct?
DJ's job, bro.
I feel like a DJ's job is to make the people who are spending their hard earned money enjoy themselves and have a great time. It's not about playing the songs that you like,
Mhm.
but it's like reading that room and making sure that that crowd is enjoying themselves. Because the worst thing that the crowd can say is like, oh, they look up and they see that DJ, they read the back of his laptop or her laptop or whatever the case is, and they say, that DJ's terrible.
Yeah.
I'm not coming out to listen to them anymore. I feel like the first job as a DJ is to make sure that you're playing the music for the crowd. And that's like bottom line. It's imperative. Now, if you want to do it like on some, I mean, you can create the room for that crowd, the music, the style that you like playing for. But just know, like, so, for example, there's a guy in San Francisco that reached out to me through my DMs, and he's like, "Hey, uh, I'm throwing a party in DC. It's gonna be an EDM, big time DJ in San Francisco. Throwing a EDM party in DC. Now, do I have EDM music on my computer? Yes, 100%. Um, do I feel like there are other DJs that are better than me in that specific realm of music? Yes, 100%. So what I chose to do was, because it's not always about like me being getting the shine or whatever. I sent him a couple of DJs that I felt like were, that could, take on that duty and that task. And he's like, man, I appreciate that. And so
Yeah.
I think being able to read the room in regards to a DJ, and knowing what the crowd likes. And I'm gonna go to that second question in a second. But what I typically like to do, this is free game, by the way. So if you're watching this and you're a DJ, this is free game. What I typically like doing, if there is a big party, I like to grasp the women's attention first. I feel like once you have their attention when you're
Mhm.
DJing, the sky's the limit.
That'll
Because
preach.
the guys, they gonna see the women
Oh
dancing and
yeah.
enjoying themselves.
Mhm.
And they gonna be like, "Oh, shorty's young
Mhm.
girl over there." Like,
Mhm.
so then they gonna go up to her, probably buy her a drink, buy her friends a drink, and then from that point forward, it's like, okay, like they moving and grooving. Now I can get into that other stuff, like that future, that other, NBA young boy stuff that people want to hear, in today's world. And so, it's just reading a room, um, and that's pretty much it. I've had guys come to me and be like, "Man, can you play some Rob 49 or some Boston Richie?" And it's like, bro, it's not time to hear that at 10 o'clock right now.
Yeah.
We'll get there, around
Mhm.
12, 1 o'clock where I'm playing the trap shit. But yeah, and so that's typically how that's for me. That's the DJ's job to read the room and make sure that whatever you're playing is aligning with how the crowd is, vibing. Um, and your second, my bad, bro. Your second question was what? I know that was long
No,
winded.
that's good. That's good. Real quick though, Debbie, you wanna chime in on that?
No, I definitely agree with everything Bundy said. I would say a DJ's job is to curate an atmosphere that people can enjoy and vibe with. That's why I say curation is the DJ's job. The
Hmm.
Anybody can play a Spotify, Apple Music playlist. Like
Yeah.
you can do that yourself. But a DJ, he curates energy. He curates the relationships that form in the room. That's why Alex was talking about transitions earlier. Like the difference between a DJ and a playlist is transitioning, and like you say, going from the Rod 49 to the K Tronada to the Kurt Franklin, it all makes sense. Like
Come on,
that's
man.
what a
Yeah,
DJ does,
Yeah.
and so that's in like me. I'm not a bit scratcher, at least not yet. But I haven't had too many gigs where people just didn't enjoy this and say like, man, dang, he did that. Cause like there's a lot of things as a DJ we focus on. Like we focus on those technical aspects and getting like every single thing just right.
Right.
Like and most of those things, like those are things that other DJs hear. But a crowd wants to have a good time. They want a good vibe. So to Alex's point, is reading the room and playing what the crowd wants. Because I think a lot of DJs mess up. They play what they want to hear, and they make sure they're having a good time. But your job as a DJ is not to ensure you're having a good time. It's to ensure your crowd is having a good time. And if they're having a good time, you're probably going to have a good time too. So yeah, it's definitely curating an atmosphere that's conducive to the vibes people want to be shared.
100%.
Yeah. So the second question was, as DJs, you guys didn't dig into your digital crates now. Back in the day, what's the actual crates of vinyls? Shout out to vinyls.
Yep.
Like I collect.
Shout out to vinyls.
Yeah, I still collect some as well too.
What's your favorite vinyl that you got right now?
I go to Duke Ellington.
Okay, he brought it back.
Yeah, he got real. That's an engineer
Duke
producer
Ellington.
right there you talking to.
Yeah, that's fire, bro.
Always it's in here somewhere, but it's Duke. Here you go, right here. Duke Ellington and Coltrane, right here. That and I go to that. It's a little dusty, but Duke Ellington, Coltrane, in a sentimental mood. That's my jam right there.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, that's classic. That's classic.
Pair that with some wine.
Have you ever listened to Boney James?
Ooh, I love Boney James.
Man, my dad used to play the bass guitar, and like I said, I played the saxophone. So he would say, "Listen to Boney James. I promise you." And man, I grew up on him, man.
I'm about to definitely put him in my playlist.
Boney is hard.
And Kurt Whalum. I'm telling you, I'll send it to you guys after this. But like those were some of the guys that I listened to. I'll be driving around the city with my dad, or we'd be in a house in the basement just blasting jazz music. And it's so I never realized how therapeutic it was until I got older.
Come on now.
Like it's so important to just be able to sit. Like me and my roommate right now, man, he'll tell you he'll come out and we'll listen to fucking Thundercat and just vibe, bro. Like it's because it's like there's nothing like just being able to just relax. And just listen to music and just be like calm and you ain't got nothing to worry about. It's just like how some people they use like they want to get high and stuff like that.
Right.
Like that's a natural high right there. So yeah, man.
Oh, good stuff. No, I definitely agree because as I got older, my palette for music changed to want to just listen to instruments. I don't want no words. I don't want nothing to change I just want to hear the instruments. I want to hear the vibrations. I just want the vibrations. I don't want words to go with it.
You'll really enjoy Boney James because he has a lot of those instrumentals. Like I love
Boney James.
I love TikTok. Yeah. TikTok is probably my favorite from Boney James, and it's all instrumental. But man, look at here. And then he has a song. This one actually has. I think it's with Lala Hathaway. I can't remember the name right now. Man, it's a vibe. Yeah, man. I love a good jazz, neo soul set. I got a wine night playlist that I turn on. I just want to kind of be in that vibe, that mode. So yeah, man, you said something right there. Shout out to you, Mwanje, Duke Ellington, producer, engineer of the year. Come on.
Yeah, man. I'm like, and I like getting the new stuff too. So like, I got my Drakes, I got my Take Cares, I got my If You're Reading This. This is how to see how those things sound in vinyl too. The last thing I got for my birthday, I want to say, was the SOS with SZA. So I think I still got that in plastic. I ain't listening yet, but
Mwanje, you showing our age a little bit. You just said I got the new stuff, and you said Take Care, and if reading this too late. Those stuff over 10 years old now, brother. That's stuff that's getting sampled now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But from a vinyl perspective, when you think about it, like when you think of vinyls, and when I was young, when I thought of vinyls, I always thought of like old stuff, Aretha Franklin, and
I feel you.
Now it's like, Oh yeah, Take Care is in there. Now you got Drake, you got and that now instead of artists actually selling physical albums, now they're selling vinyls as a new thing now. Like that's the new thing to
Yeah.
do
Yeah,
to
yeah.
couple with their record sales. And it's like,
They
you know,
taxing for them
and
too.
it's like $35. Some of these like
Because
$40.
essentially one day, if that album is fire, what's the album? Watch the Throne, or or Take Care. You put that on vinyl, man. That's or one of Jay-Z's old
Yeah,
albums, bro. That's gonna be worth so much within the next, you
yeah,
know what I'm saying, 20
yeah,
years.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
And we
crazy.
talk about like 20 years and stuff. So we'll put it in perspective to me. So Confessions,
mhm.
College Dropout,
Phew.
um,
Come on now.
Destiny Fulfilled
Keep
by
going.
Destiny's Child.
Keep going. I want you to keep
Right
going.
there might be in there too. But these like 20-year albums this year. These are
Yeah.
04 albums. Now,
Yeah.
so let's put ourselves in 2004. So for
Great.
me,
Uh-huh.
I turned like 11 that year. So,
Mhm.
20 years prior to that was
Yeah,
84.
yeah,
So we talking about like Marvin Gaye and Stevie probably had some stuff around that time. But you think about the 80s was like Toto and Hall and Oates.
Yeah.
This is
All
80s.
of that.
So that 80s to us is early 2000s to the kids today.
it's
And what's
crazy.
crazy is this. This is a crazy thing. Like, I met a DJ from Howard this past week that's 21 years old, right?
Mm.
They're still playing
Yeah,
SWV,
got to.
still playing Total. They still, and it's just like, how do y'all know this? And it's just like because good music it
Yeah,
will never fade
Yeah,
away. It will never fade
it's
away.
timeless.
Like some of this new shit that's coming out, it's like you got the, and I don't want to get canceled for saying this, but like you got like some of this new like the one hit wonder stuff that like is here for a moment and then it's gonna be gone.
Yeah.
Like honestly, and so shout out to them guys though, man. The new like designer, shout out to designer with the Panda,
Hmm.
or I'm sure he made
Boot-
way more than I've ever made off that song, but like, yeah, man, it's like you want to be. I know for me, especially when it comes to DJing, I don't want to be like I don't want it to be like a phase, like he had his run.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, nah, you see how like Jay-Z and Guru are.
yeah,
Like that's how I aspire to be with my artists. But outside of my artists, like I have my own personal goals to where it's just like, yeah, there's a couple of things that I have a checkboard. There's certain stuff that I want to knock off my list for sure. Some of them I've already knocked off, which is insane to
Yeah.
me. But like, God has put me in rooms, and I've been thankful and grateful for it. So yeah, man.
yeah. And y'all kind of already did this a few seconds ago with the Boney
Hmm.
James and the Kurt Whalum, if I'm saying the name correctly. But
Yep.
as DJs, when did it? And I probably know the answer to this, but I just want to hear
Hmm.
what y'all say. When did the DJ stop being the one to break new music? Because that's when you go out, go with your lady, you go with your boys, whatever, what have you, whatever you plan on
Yeah.
doing. DJ come on and you hear this record and you never heard this record before, and you're like, I got to get this. Where is this at? Because that's one of the first things I did when I was listening to your mix. It was
Yeah.
I Need Practice mix, and I was listening to
Uh huh.
the first record that came on, and I was like, who is this? And I first thing I did
Hmm.
was jammed it. And I was like, oh, I got to put this in my playlist. Then when I listened to the record,
Yep.
I got mad because you sped it up, and I was like, this is too slow. I need slow version because now it's too slow, and I gotta get it. I can
Uh huh.
put it in Fruity Loops and speed it up myself, or just go back to yours. But
Yeah.
when did that happen? When did that start? Like, why? Because you said it earlier, what really stuck out to me. You said that some DJs are like offended when you Shazam the artist that they play, and it's like,
Hmm.
why? That's your job. Your job as a DJ is to break new artists, break new music, and like I said earlier, exclusive. Like that was the thing. That's what people said back in the day. Like this is exclusive, but I don't
Right.
know.
I think it became a problem when basically a lot of artists don't have their own DJ, right?
Mm,
So it's like the only way I can get this music out is if I stream it
yeah.
or if I like send it to the radio.
Yeah.
But the radio personnel has to like the record, and then if you send it to the radio personnel, you got to make sure that it's edited, that it's clean, because you're putting their job in jeopardy if you got all this cussing in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like a lot of them, and I'll say this: hip hop is nothing without the DJ.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I learned off rip. It's nothing without the DJ. So with that, it kind of it took a turn because, like, just from what I've observed from DJing, is that like you can't break a record if you don't have it.
Mm.
So if the radio personnel, like, there's a radio guy out here that sends me all the new records that drop. I don't know how he get him his radio personnel, so but he sends them to me right when they drop, and he'll make sure that it's popping, and then he'll be like, "Yo, this is one you need to play out." And so I think that when streaming came about, and artists having the leverage to just put their own,
Yeah.
music out, that's when it's just like, well, I don't need to depend on no DJ to break my record.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I could just go on social media and post something.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's the emergence of streaming and social media and that marriage of the two. Now a lot of artists, we talk about this with Frank Luke. Like, you have a lot of artists who don't put out cohesive projects now because they just want you to get enough songs to go on a playlist and run those streams up on those songs, and like they good.
Yeah.
So with the streaming platforms, like Bundy said, you can put your okay. So like Bundy said, you can put your song out on streaming and get it out there yourself. Or today you get a song viral on TikTok. Good, you broke your record. So people want viral songs and songs that that are playlist worthy, stuff that people can TikTok to. And go on the playlist.
TikTok is a big one because I'll hear some stuff on TikTok, like a mashup or an edit, and I'm like, oh yeah, I need that. So what I do is, and it's another free game moment, I go in the comments. I'm scrolling. Somebody knows who
Mm-hmm.
the track ID for that. So I'll scroll, take a screenshot, go to SoundCloud if I can't if I can't find it on there, YouTube, if I can't find it on YouTube, Bandcamp, can't find it on Bandcamp, then there's other ways that I'll figure out how to get that song. And so I was looking for one song the other day. I just could not find it. It was remember One Chance?
Yeah.
I was looking for look at it.
Yep.
What's happening? I could not find it anywhere. I got it now. But like, this is the stuff that we go through as DJs, man. We sometimes we can't find songs. Sometimes, like, every night I go to sleep, I'm thinking about a song that I heard or a potential transition. Sometimes it drives me crazy. Sometimes it's just like, it's just how I listen to music when I'm out. I don't listen to music like a normal human being anymore. It's like I listen to it to see what the next DJ is.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
What you about to play now?
That's the
Because I
real
know what I
thing.
would have. I know what I would have played. And so it's like
Yep.
sometimes it's coming off as judgy because I'm not the best DJ in the world, but I aspire to be. But like, it's like, I wonder what they're gonna play next.
Mhm.
Yep.
And then it's like, if they play it, it's like, oh, I would have went this way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's just how I operate, especially when I'm with my homies. Like, if they're DJing, I go out and support them. It's like, I don't. They know we hold each other accountable. Like, they'll tell me, like, bro, you sucked. Like,
Mhm.
and one of my homies, I was with him the other day. We were grabbing food after I had DJ'd, and he was like, "You kind of started off slow, and then it was a build up." And I was like, I needed to hear that because next time I don't need to start off slow. I need to just come in
Hit 'em.
Yeah.
swinging like Tyson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with it, and and definitely with like, I'll give you an example, like with sold out dates. We typically we have a run of show, basically meaning like there's like 6 DJs on the bill, right, for a day party. Like, we just had over, I want to say, 4,500 people at this outside venue
It's
yesterday.
crazy.
I said yesterday on Sunday.
Mm.
Yeah, wow. And then they're doing it this week in Charlotte. If you want to go, let me know. I'll make sure you get right tickets, all of that. Just let me know. But essentially, like, there's a run of show. So basically, DJs aren't repeating the same songs over and over. And so I'm big on, like, getting there at least at the latest 30 minutes before your set time.
Mm-hmm.
That way you can hear what the other DJs played. So that way you don't play nothing he's played within the last 30
Yeah.
minutes. One thing that grinds my gears with certain DJs, bro, is that when they get there with 10 minutes to their next set, to where it's time for them to DJ, and then next thing you know, they done played three songs that the previous DJ played like right before they got, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And it's
Right.
just like, bro, like not a crowd,
We
like,
heard this
come
already.
on,
Yep.
yeah.
I experienced that in
So
Houston this summer. Like I was down there, I was
yeah.
like, "Oh man, I finally hear Bad Biddy outside because I ain't been out like that." Yeah, they play Bad
Oh,
Biddy.
you heard
Yeah,
it in
yeah, in
Houston?
Houston. I heard it twice from two different DJs, same venue. Heard Bad Biddy.
Wow.
I think both of those DJs played Juke That by DJ Spin. It's a Chicago house music joint.
I know I got it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got
but like
the
both of them played that. I was like, y'all didn't talk about this beforehand, but nonetheless, no, I absolutely know what you're talking about. No, I feel that
yeah.
for sure, man.
It's a vibe killer, man.
Yeah,
And 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 you don't want to, because people will get on TikTok. You know, everybody's a content creator, social
hmm
media creator now. So people get on TikTok and then start bad mouthing you. And so that's just where you have to like lock in and you know make sure you're there on time. And so that's I don't even know how I got on that subject, but if I could say that I had any pet peeve as oh yeah, and then another thing, as a DJ, that would be one of them. I'm the type of person to where I don't like. I'm not gonna say this. I don't appreciate when another DJ tells a DJ don't play a specific song so they can play it for their set. I had to get this off my chest because I knew we was gonna talk. I just gotta put this out there because I'm gonna post this and I want people to know. Like I don't like when certain DJs tell other DJs that they can't play specific songs unless it's like you got to read the room.
right.
You know what I'm saying? If it's people grooving and it's packed and then play that song, play that record. But if it's dead and ain't nobody there, don't play the hottest record in the planet.
Yeah,
Ain't nobody there.
yeah,
So you know what I'm saying? But like, it's just one thing to where like you're interrupting someone's groove, someone's vibe, and while they're sharing the vibes. Look at that,
yep.
to the crowd. And I don't know, did you catch that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, cool,
yeah.
cool,
Picked
cool,
up
cool.
what
While
you
they're
got
while
down.
yeah, while they're sharing the vibes, while it's their turn to share the vibes, you're telling them you're interrupting and saying like, hey, like don't play that. I'm gonna play that on my set. Like, nah, that's not it.
Yeah,
So that's those are two of my pet
DJ
peeves.
Pepe.
communication is key.
Communication is important.
Absolutely. Hey, man, remember one J. So I know you were listening to some of Bundy's mixes earlier today, vibing out to them. So let's give the people a taste of maybe one or two of them. So we know, but Bundy's busy, man. He booked and busy, so we gotta get him up out of here. But we do want to get into a little vibe talk segment before he goes, and we
Oh yeah.
maybe do.
Oh, y'all gonna play one of my
Yeah, we're gonna
mixes?
play. We got to do at least
Oh,
one.
okay.
At least one.
Okay.
I gotta
So,
go.
so, so what? So with our vibe talk, normally like, if we have artists on, we'll go through maybe 3 or 4 songs in their catalog, play a little snippet, and then the artist will give them a chance to tell us something about that song, either how they created it, what
Uh-huh.
was going on, a fun fact we should know.
So
So
let me tell you.
let's
So
get
what
into.
what what mix are you about to play now?
Oh, we talking about practice.
Okay, so let me talk about it before we get into that, because it's literally the proof is in the pudding. You see the Allen Iverson
Oh yeah.
literally talking about practice. I was practicing and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna record my set. If I screw up, fuck it, I'm still gonna post it. Um, it was just a vibey situation. I was in a vibey mood. I haven't recorded in a while, but I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and let it out. And whatever gumbo mashup I put in, that's what you're gonna get. So check out we talking about practice. This is one of my practice sessions, but like it's to the masses so the world sees it.
Oh yeah.
We gonna toast. Where your there we go. He
Oh,
welcome to
man,
Bundy's
dog.
world, y'all.
No time for bad energy. More life and it's more money. In my life today, but I'm outside today. Can't decide, oh.
It's nasty.
But that's definitely a nice. Can't decide, oh. Whether the we gon' cool my mind. No stress, no enemy. That boy used to be a friend of me. XO, what she sent to me. Say me can't let them boy get to me. I'm in the mood. I'm in the mega mood. High life, get away. Tough life, far away from you. I wanna see the view. Watch the world, I wanna be on B-side, Cancun. Tell me what you wanna do. Anywhere me go, know the gang go. Been long since I reached back home. Remember days you was on the back row. Still a lot of places that we can go. Yes, I know. Might just pick up my bags and go. And hit the road. Can't do what if so any mates. Think twice before you play me. Say yeah, where you been lately? Lately you been acting crazy. Shady, I can tell who's shady. Hate me, but still rate me. Maybe it must be, maybe, or maybe I must be crazy. No stress, no enemy. That boy used to be a friend of me.
One of my favorite parts right here.
Say me can't let boy get to me. I'm in the mood.
Don't leave your girl around me.
I'm in the mega mood.
Okay.
For real.
High life, get away. Tough life, tough life, tough life.
Situation will arise.
Okay, Doc. I see you, Doc.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Celebration with the guy I sacrificed. 'Cause I knew you could not sleep without it. Meanwhile, I loved you.
Like you said, something you can clean up to at the house on a Saturday morning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But the world loves you. But you're so steady, baby. Yeah. It's okay, girl. 'Cause I'ma be alright tonight. You don't have to call. It's okay, girl. 'Cause I'ma be alright tonight. Oh, girl, your face is saying why. Tears at night. I should have been more smart about it. Should have cherished me. Listening to friends. Now it's the end. Then again, no sorry reckoning without it. Damn, I love you. You were my girl. You see, the world loves you.
Shout out my brother Go Link and DJ Marauder.
Go Link is a problem.
He nice.
So I dance with the thought of us fucking we dancing up in the corner.
Man.
Oh, wow.
It's about time for Go Link to drop again. I ain't heard from Go Link
It
in a
is.
minute.
What's
Yeah.
crazy is, he's from out here. So,
Yeah.
Kaylani was out here recently, and he performed. He performed his one of his records, and I got to give a big shout out to DJ Marauder. He manages Xavier Omar, and he DJed
Dope.
Go Link. That's one of like. I don't be calling everybody my mentor, but that's one of my mentors. But that's like my brother in real life. But he looks out and holds things down and makes sure he holds me accountable as well when it comes to this music stuff. But yeah, man, like Go Link Day, it's about time. It's about time, bro.
Yeah, it's that time for sure. Go Link is he's one of my favorite Tiny Desk
Oh
concerts.
yeah.
Go Link is a
Oh
vibe.
yeah.
Go Link is a
That's
vibe.
how I met Grace Weber.
Okay, yeah,
Weber, the Caucasian woman that was on.
yep,
She went to Pius. She went to
Wow.
Pius High School. So she opened
Yeah.
up for PJ Morton in Baltimore.
man.
And I walked up to her after the show, after her opening set was done. And I was like, "You went to Pius?" And I was like, "You know such and such?" She's like, "You from Milwaukee?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So we took a picture, and I DM'd her. I'm like, "Oh, I personally want to bring you to DC whenever you're ready to come back." But I think she's like in California or somewhere now. But like, yeah, man, it's like PJ Morton's one of my favorite artists too. By the way,
Yeah, same,
that out.
same.
Dope.
That Gumbo Unplugged album
Oh
is a
my
problem.
gosh, that's
Absolutely. So funny story about Grace Weber, and we're gonna get up out of here. But this had to be 2018. I'm gonna say 2019. No, 2019. 2018, 2019. Fiserv hadn't been open too long.
right.
But me and Drika, we just went like Punch Bowl Social one day randomly. This is
Milwaukee.
when they said, yeah, in Milwaukee. So when they still had the Punch Bowl Social out there, it was like a random Saturday. Like, yeah, let's go check out Punch Bowl Social and just grab some food, maybe a drink or something, just chill out on the little outdoor deck upstairs. And there was a whole little concert going on outside of Five Serve, and Grace Weber performed. So we had no clue who she was. We were like, wait a minute, this girl is dope. Then I know I looked into her, realized she had worked with Chance and
Oh,
all this
she can
stuff.
sing, can't she, bro?
Yeah,
Man.
Grace is dope. In fact, I reached out to her for our first Share the Vibes Fest. And I ain't had the budget to get her there at the time. But yeah, no. Grace is dope. She's doing her Grace Weber Music Labs up there in Milwaukee. I think those happen every month. So helping new artists and young people develop their skills and stuff. So shout out to Grace Weber.
Yep, shout out to Grace, Milwaukee's
investing in the music
finest.
community. Hey man, absolutely. Hey Bundy, man, it's been great talking to you. There's so much more I could get into.
Yeah.
We might do a part 2 or something one day. But man, how can everybody stay connected with you? What's up next for you? What should people be on the lookout for from Bundy?
Yeah, absolutely. So I plan on dropping a new mix probably on SoundCloud within the next month or so. Which you can look out for more tours. Probably do a little bit more stuff overseas. I was just in London. I had my first actual personal gig in London in June, which was really cool. So I'll probably do some more events out in London and Paris. But yeah, lots of more sold out date stuff. Lots of more local stuff in DC. I feel like I've been away for so long that it's time for me to come back and embrace a community that has, shown me love and instilled a lot of, vibes within myself as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I definitely want to bring something back home, though. We're gonna have to connect. I want to bring something back home to Milwaukee, something that they've seen, but they haven't seen it like this. So yeah, you can follow me on all social medias, Bundy's World _ DJ Bundy. My DMs are open for business. You can email me at Bundy's World Sound and Tech. Emphasis on the tech because we do the music, but we also do the tech side. If you want to rent equipment or whatever the case is, I'm available. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for establishing this platform, giving me the ability and the opportunity to come in here and discuss not only music but like life situations and trials and tribulations
Absolutely.
we've all had to personally go through and talk about. And at the end of the day, we know that God is the ruler of all. He is the Alpha and Omega. And shout out to him for making sure that we are blessed, man. All of us are blessed here. So I just want to leave with that. And thank you guys again, man. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you,
man. Thanks for coming on here and sharing with us, good brother.
Absolutely, man.
That's a busy man right there. Mwanje, any closing thoughts from you before we wrap up?
Man, just continue to listen to all the podcast episodes, including this episode as well. Make sure you do it twice because it's really great stuff. And then, like I said, just always continue to follow your dreams. And I love what you guys said earlier. Just get started. I promise you. I want to chime in on that too. But when you starting, things will start coming your way.
Yep.
Yeah, I promise you. Like, as soon as I start really focusing on Audio Moguls Media, I mean, articles, news, and everybody just wanted to reach out because you started. So make sure you start. So that's my closing remarks.
My Lord.
Jink, what you got, Jink?
Hey, man, let them use you.
06 to the good bros, man.
Let them use you. Hey, man. Hey, thanks again, Bundy, for coming on and sharing with us, man. Great stories. Yeah, appreciate you, man. This was dope. One J, appreciate you as always. Shout out Audio Moguls Media. Make sure you following us on IG, Share the Vibes LLC. I'm Jink the DJ across most of those platforms. So you look that up, you'll find me somewhere. But hey, all the links are in the bio, all the links are in the description that you need. So engage with all of us and all that we're doing. And keep sharing those vibes, man. So thank y'all for listening as always. We'll be back soon with another one. Until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, keep sharing the vibes. Peace.
Peace. Y'all have a good one.